So another part of this too is how much water could the vine actually use. And so a lot of times, like I mentioned earlier in that video, I said there was a rainfall of a half of an inch. That needs to be calculated as to how much a half of an inch affects these vines, how much of that is available to the vines. And so part of that too is not only how much rainfall did we get in an area of very limited rainfall. A lot of times it's a non-factor, even though there are individual rainfall events that can provide quite a bit of moisture to the vine. We have issues. We have slope here. We have a lot of rocky soil, and we have the duration of the rain. If we had a slow rain that lasted a whole day that actually penetrated the soil, we could get a lot of moisture down into the column. And so utilizing a device like the Aqua Da Vinci allows you to determine in a rain how much moisture did penetrate the soil. But that's the beauty of drip irrigation system. We're getting the water slowly down into the root zone at a rate. And so I wanted to talk a little bit about evapotranspiration. Evapotranspiration is all the factors in the climate that affect how much moisture the vine needs. And so there's all calculations that we'll look at that have been done already for different regions and different areas. But there's a lot of tools and devices that we can use to make it specific to our vineyard and the conditions that are occurring in our vineyard. And so the vine is transpiring from the leaves. The stomata in the leaves are losing moisture. That moisture is being taken up by the roots based on how much is available. And so we can calculate the evapotranspiration by it's the temperature, it's the humidity, it's the amount of wind that's been in the area. And there's a lot of gauges around Arizona that are weather stations that you can get pretty close for the evapotranspiration for the day. Yavapai College actually has on top of the building, it has a device, weather station that is calculating evapotranspiration. And so we can determine through evapotranspiration, let's just say, for example, it's 0.20 for today. So 0.20 evapotranspiration, that's how much moisture is leaving the vine, the soil, the area here. So with 0.20, if we figured 1,000 vines per acre, now this vineyard site is a little shy of that, but a normal vineyard site, wine grapes might have 1,000 vines per acre. If you take the evapotranspiration of 0.20 and you determine 1 acre inch of water, if it rained 1 inch today, that would be 27,000 gallons of water on this site. And so 27,000 gallons divided by 1,000 vines would be the equivalent of 27 gallons per vine. Now, again, like I mentioned, if you want to capture all of that inch, it rained an inch. You see in Arizona, it rains an inch a lot of times, but that inch comes in 15 to 30 minutes, and your soil only captured a small amount of that. A lot of that moisture ran off. But let's say you were to capture an inch of rain, that would be the equivalent of 27 gallons. And so a lot of times we can determine the needs of the vine based on acre feet in an entire year, acre inches. And so I worked up a calculation for you. If today's evapotranspiration was 0.20, and we know that 27,000 gallons per vine times 0.001 equals 5.4 gallons per vine that would need to be replaced. So again, if 0.20, if it evaporated 0.20 today, which is an average day, this is not uncommon to have 0.20 this time of year, 5.4 gallons each day. And so if I told you that I ran this and I added about 24 gallons of water last week and the evapotranspiration rate was 5.4 gallons per day, we got about 5 days worth of moisture in the soil. After 5 days with no other rainfall, that amount would be gone and we'd have to run the drip system again, or we would be hoping for a rainfall. However, instead of doing all that math and doing that work, we can use the Aqua Da Vinci to measure soil moisture, and then we can add as needed with the drip irrigation system. Now these vines are getting close to being at the stage where we want them to senesce and shut down. And so we're kind of limiting the moisture just a little bit. We're starting to slow down. This isn't during active growth stage. But I hope that's a little bit of information for you to start making some decisions about irrigating the vineyard. Thank you.